Welcome to Community Cocktails with Kimberly, hosted by Kimberly Woodard, a realtor who's been selling homes in North Texas with more than 21 years of experience. Join her every first and third Wednesday of the month as she meets with top community leaders, local businesses, and real estate industry experts to help you get to know the area you want to call home. Don't just love your home, love your community. And now your host, Kimberly Woodard.
Welcome, viewers, to this episode of Community Cocktails with Kimberly. This episode, you are going to learn so much, and I know my clients, when they're going into a home, they are on and oohing over those amazing closets and spaces and wishing that they had those spaces. Well, guess what? Today, I have Shelli here with Closet Factory DFW. She's one of the designers, and we are going to talk about how this company could help you make fabulous spaces in your home. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Yes. So let's talk about the company. It's locally based and here, and some uniqueness is about this company.
Yeah. So we're owned by Jeff and John, and they're fabulous. I relocated from Oregon to work for them specifically.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they're amazing. So we're a local company. We're a franchise, but we have a franchise here. Yeah. It's so much fun. I love this company. So it's been a lot of growth here. Yeah. Dallas is amazing. I had never been to Dallas before.
Wow, welcome here.
Yeah. It's like, well, I picked them. So, but it's been pretty cool. So Closet Factory, I mean, we can do so many things. So I think a lot of people associate it with just closets, but I think a lot of clients are surprised that we can do so much more.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, and another thing that's unique is everything's done here in Dallas.
Yeah.
So it's not, I know a lot of people are, getting onto these projects and they're thinking supply chains and all that. But the nice thing is that it's all done here locally. Yeah. And then, you're able to get it installed in your own home.
Yeah. And which is great about our owners, because we try to keep our lead time, pretty good, 4 to 6 weeks.
Right.
For our showroom and our warehouse or our factory is in Grapevine.
Yeah.
So you can, if there's anything that needs to be cut, or like a client needs like an extra shelf, we just produce it there, and I normally will deliver it to them. So, we're big on like customer service, but it is nice that we're local, because
that is nice.
You're not having to deal with like shipping times, like you said.
Right. And that's been such a, getting a little bit better, but still challenges right now in our times. So, well, let's talk about some projects and things that are just, fun to do. Of course, everyone thinks about, I will, that dream closet, that closet. I'll date myself to movies like Sex and the City, where you're just like, wishing you had that. But let's, talk about the spaces and some of the things that you guys can do for, from start to finish.
Yeah. So most often people call us for closet,
right?
Closet Factory. But I think when we're actually out there as designers, we do like a presentation and we're showing other things. And so then people get really excited. Right. They're like, oh my gosh, you can do my pantry, and you can do or like a husband, or like, you can do my garage, and it just snowballs into there. And so we'll focus on the areas that they want us to do, and we'll measure everything and talk to them about their budget, their aesthetic, all that fun stuff, and then come up with a design. Oftentimes we'll have them come to the showroom to see. We'll have put it on a screen, and they can walk around and touch and feel and look at colors and all that kind of stuff. But from start to finish, it's a really fun experience. I try and make it really fun for our clients.
So let's talk about, what are the trends out there, and what are we seeing, like the hots, what you're most getting called on, or, kind of doing a lot of right now?
I think the biggest thing in new construction, especially, is the kind of Chip and Joanna Gaines is it's still there. But a lot of people like the black, the white, the warmer wood grains.
Okay.
But jewel tones are coming. So like the navy blues, and I've done several offices recently in mudrooms in this really, really beautiful green. So we're seeing a lot more of the greens come through. But definitely it's still the black, the white, wood grain, clean, not super traditional, kind of more transitional. But my big thing when I'm with clients is kind of tailoring it to their their home. So it's like it's done at the same time.
Right. So it doesn't look like here's your bedroom, and then it's like, oh,
Yes.
this is a totally different.
Yeah.
Spit this up, child.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Well, and I love what you say, the jewel tones. I mean, I wouldn't think about greens, and how fun is that? My son would love that. His color scheme.
Mine is too. So I get really excited. It was a new color that we just came out just recently. So I've actually got an office installing tomorrow that's in the green. So I'm super excited.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
So and I think what's also nice about what you guys can do is people get a space or closet, whatever it is, and feel like, oh, I can't use this space at all.
Yeah.
Or you'll open the doors like everything's doubling out. And y'all can really maximize those spaces with the ways you design these to really fit your needs.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of clients are surprised at what we can do. They think, oh, it's just a reach-in closet. I'm like, oh no, honey, like we can make this so much better.
Yeah.
So but even down, like some of my favorite projects are like the most simple ones. Like you think closets and the grand, like sure, those are great and fun, but some reactions you get to people getting their coat closet done is it's hilarious, because it's just how much it changes your life. Just a simple coat closet.
Well, the functionality of it is the whole thing. I think it's just being able to now see it in a different light and be able to function better. Yeah. Which then I always feel like the better organized you are, the better productive you are.
Yeah. Well, the way it makes your life easier. You can find stuff. It's easy to put things away. It's great for kids. Yeah. You're starting them out organized. No one wants to start their day in chaos. So
no. So let's talk about I know you kind of talked some of your favorite, but I would say, what was maybe one of your most unique projects out there that was just
so hard? It's so hard. I go through on my Instagram, I'll kind of peruse through and I'll see all these projects that I've gotten pictures of and taken. But, all of them it's just such a joy at the end of the day to see the client's like happiness after it's done, because how transforming it is for them and their lifestyle. So it's so hard. But I really think there's just one client in Argyle that we did their whole house.
Oh, wow.
But their most favorite part was their coat closet. That's why I always go back to, because a lot of people think that, this is a luxury product, but, we can tailor it to fit any budget. And then I always bring that up, that probably when it's odd, right? You wouldn't think like a coat closet, right?
Right.
But out of all the spaces that we did, and we did many, that was like one of their favorites, because they had a little spot for the vacuum and like their coats and all their shoes. And, you just think that
everything had a home.
Yeah. And you think about your closet, you're in there twice a day, but like your coat closet, you're in there, multiple times a day too. So it's really hard to choose a favorite, but that's a story that I always go back to, especially with new clients, because it's kind of comical, because it's the reality that, you can make any space a lot better.
Definitely. Well, you also talked about, again, everyone thinks about their master closets, but let's talk about you tapped into the garages as well. I mean, I think nowadays, everyone, before, I think back in the day, you would see garages and they were just a garage. I mean, they were, you walk in and it's, not, but now they're like glamorous.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you think of a garage being, it's just all your random stuff. And then you pull into your garage every day and you leave from it every day, and you just look, and I always think that too. When I go into my garage, I'm like, it's kind of depressing, right? Yeah. It's just looks like chaos. It's just, anytime it's just a bunch of random stuff, it's just messy.
Right.
But garages are pretty cool before and afters too, because it's usually a lot of enclosed cabinets, and there's a lot of different systems for like tools and sports equipment, which especially in Texas.
Yes, we love our sports.
Yes, which I've come to realize. But being able to just have an organized space, but pulling in after a long day of work, it doesn't, and your chaos doesn't continue, if that makes sense. Like you just pull in, it's another calming kind of space. And garages are typically, they're a big overhaul, but I think it's so worth it.
Well, I agree, because a lot of times people I get, clients are like, oh, I can't park in my garage because they have their stuff everywhere. Again, a lot of people use their garages for storage, but being able to do something with your services allows you to still be able to use your garage for storage. But guess what? In those elements of our Texas weather,
the hail,
you can park in the garage.
That's been since I've moved here. I'm like, I don't understand how people don't park in their garages, but that's your storage unit, right? It's a lot of things you accumulate, and they're big things.
Right.
So by having like a bunch of, closed storage and place, it just makes your life so much easier. But I think about the weather too. I never would not park outside here in Texas because of the weather.
Well, I mean, and it's still just our, hail. I mean, now we're in our summer heat.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like getting in, if your car's parked outside, it's like getting in the oven.
Yes. And I'm not used to that yet either. I'm like, why is the steering wheel so hot?
And it's just beginning.
Yes, I know. I think this is going on my third summer. So,
oh, yeah, goodness. But I think that's such a big thing with garages, he said. And it really maximizes, and really your entire space. We'll go into your pantries as well.
Yeah.
That's another big thing where I see with, people will go into homes, and it's sometimes, the pantries are, that big walk-in pantry. But I feel like you can maximize your spaces in any size to really make it work for your needs.
Yeah, pantries are another really good area that I don't think people realize like what we can do in a pantry.
Yeah.
When you have fixed shelves, you end up just like anyone else, you're just buying all this random stuff to organize it. Whereas if you had a system that was already setting you up for better organization, it just makes your life so much easier. And if you're one of the people that can cook, bless you, because that's not me, just getting things out of the pantry and all that stuff, it's easier to find. It's easier to, what's expired, not expired.
Yeah.
It's great for kids, for snacks. You can do wire baskets. There's just so many things you can do in a pantry. So it is kind of fun when you go to first appointment, because you start going over those things, and women are just, oh my gosh, you can do this. You can make your pantry better. And you're like, yep, sure can.
And I think that's again, that's another, area of the home where you are in, every daily, multiple times a day.
Yes. Especially kids.
Yes, the kids.
Definitely.
Definitely summertime.
Yes.
I think my pantry door half the time is never closed. I mean, I'm always closing it because they're open.
Yep, it's a revolving door, right? They're in and out.
And so like, oh my goodness. But, it's, I think that's another, key element too. And I love that how, with your services that you guys, help, listen to the clients and be able to, really, satisfy what their needs are, for, do they, they have kids? Do they, what's their day-to-day activities? Are they big cooks? Are they not? Yeah.
I always joke with my clients, we're going to be best friends for a long time because, we often are, like I said, we're there for maybe their master closet to start. But when we start going through all the other spaces that we can do, we end up, it's just over sometimes a few years that you just keep coming back and you fix another space and you fix another space. And then it helps the client too, because then they're starting to see their problem areas that they probably knew were there but didn't know that they could have fixed.
Yeah.
And so that's why I always like to joke that we'll just be best friends for a long time, because I'll be back. I'll just keep coming back, get the first space done, then we'll be back.
Definitely. Well, and I love, like I said, I love that. And it's also, people's, lives changes. If they have kids, the kids, grow up and stuff. So their needs change and how their spaces. And so you can redesign those spaces to, fit your needs.
Yep. Kids take their bedrooms and you can do a craft room. Now the mom can have a craft room. Yeah. Many things we can do. So,
well, and I'm as a realtor and a plug, this actually maximizes your house space and, really the value of that space, because, people are really seeing how you've taken those spaces and maximized them to its fullest. So, versus maybe a home where they walk in and they see that little, create a pantry, then they're like, I can't put anything in there. Where then they could see the same pantry in this other house that's been all done and how maximized space is. And so it's just, it maximizes their living.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm sure you probably, when you're going through and showing homes and it'll check off majority of their list, but maybe the wife is like, oh, the closet. It's just not like, well, I know someone can help you out.
Yeah. So the closets are always one of those things that everyone wants a dream closet.
Mm-hmm. And if you built one and you're going to sell, I mean, I think you probably know a lot of women that's a huge selling feature for them. Like, oh my gosh, did you see the closet, honey?
That's gotta have the house. Remember,
yes,
they remember it, the size of the closet, if it's a fabulous closet. And they also remember if the closet is too small.
Yes.
Then they're like, honey, where are your stuff going to go?
Yes.
I guess it's in the guest bedroom.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
and we can redo those too.
Yes. Well, there we go.
So don't worry, husbands. We got you taken care of too.
We'll make a space for
yes.
Though I've had the reverse where the husband was the one who has the more things than the wife. And so we're reversing. It is funny. The wife would like, I have nothing. He's the clothes hog and
the shoes and
I've got one with coats. Lots of coats.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so fun. Well, let's talk. Okay, so the company is about to launch off August 1st, this big community partnership. And I think let's talk about that. It's fabulous. I love how, companies connect with the community.
Yeah. We're really, really excited. And actually the program started here. And then it's bags for kids. So it's for kids in the foster system it's so sad, they have all their belongings in a garbage bag when they go from families to families. It's just so heartbreaking. And actually the owner of our company, who's the one who initiated it. And we wanted to do something here in Dallas, but it just caught wind at our corporate office. And so now it's a nationwide thing that we're doing.
Okay.
And so there'll be tens of thousands of kids over the next year or the years to come, really, because this is an ongoing thing for us that every time a client purchases from us, they will, be providing a bag for a child. And we'll offer luggage tags for the clients where they can leave like a personalized note.
Oh,
and that starts August 1st, and so we're really excited for it. We'll have a whole wall dedicated in our showroom for it, and so anyone who comes in, we can show them all the luggage tags. Will be on this high gloss red beautiful heart that has like this wire mesh on there where we can hook all those on, and it's gonna be really cool.
I love that. And I love, how it's, you're giving back to community and you're giving back to the young, there's children that are being bounced back and forth.
Yeah.
And so, and people who are, your customers are seeing, the effects of, they used you, they purchased something, and how they're also giving back to the community as well.
Yeah, which is going to be, we're really, really excited. And we'll be doing other events throughout the year, like building bikes and all those kind of things, doing like other events throughout the year. But the main push will be the bags for kids. So, having a son of my own, it just, I don't know, anything with kids, just hits you right in the heart.
Oh,
so
definitely.
It'll be really fun. It'll be very rewarding to be able to give back. And that's, our owners here are really big on that.
Well, as I said, I love, companies when, and hearing when they're giving back to the community, they're, profiting, they're doing well, and they're also, helping others in that, thing. So I'm so excited for it. I can't wait to see that launch.
Yeah.
It'll be very fun. And I know it's going to be very successful.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, Shelli, this has been such a pleasure. Viewers, if you are looking to get spaces maybe organized and redone, maybe it is that dream closet you're looking for, or maybe it's that garage.
Husband.
Call Shelli. We have Shelli's info right here. And also remember you're helping out the community.
Yes.
So cheers.
Yes. Thank you, dear.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast on Apple and Spotify, as well as Kimberly's YouTube channel. If you'd like to contact Kimberly directly, you can email her at kimberlywoodard@ebby.com or call 214-632-2092. We hope you enjoyed our guest this week, and remember, don't just love your home, love your community.